And then I think the first thing was like we just sat down with Claire, our director, around this. It was so nice. We just sat on the floor and you brought in those amazing baked goods because that guy recognized you and said, have all these cake.
Well, the book. I think there's a massive following of a person in my life.
Stop it. Yes.
I speak the world of Tom. Tom is so... He could. You're looking at me like I'm insulting you.
No, I'm not. I'm just listening and thinking, no, she's got me to a T. That is.
This story became a big deal through TikTok. Is there anything you guys are reading now that you're obsessed with?
That I'm reading now? Oh, I just read Fame Sick by Lena Dunham, and I read...
They are incredible, and I don't know how she writes. It's like she's speaking to you in your ear. I can't recommend them enough. It's such a beautiful series. Do you know, when I mentioned it, it felt like such a small thing. Claire, our direct actor.
It was nice to have Daisy's stamp of approval. Like the one person whose stamp of...
There is no line with Amy, as in there's nothing. She's completely unaware. She just tramples over any line, which I actually think is great because you can get to know someone a lot faster. Nature of the filming world as it is, you know, you have to work with these people and you just think, well, I don't know you. So if someone just opens up and just tells you stupid stories about them having sex or falling out, you know, doing things like that, you get to know them a lot quicker. And there's no dull moment on set with people like her. This is my first American comedy. I've done comedy before, but it feels a little bit terrifying being here sometimes. I remember a scene we were doing with Amy, Joan Cusack and Wanda Sykes, and I just thought, shit, this is the big time, you know. With these people like Goldie, with big legends, they just become people very quickly, and actually all of her achievements through the film world just sort of melted away. And we were on this boat for July the 4th, and her and I we spent 2 hours talking about dreams and what that means to people and star signs and compatibility of human beings. And so in that way, she stops being a film legend and she just becomes a person legend. And so, yeah, she's a joy to get to know, actually.
Completely. And we knew it going in. I mean, Ron said very early on, before we even started pre-production, when I was still in London waiting to fly out, he said, this is going to be a tough shoot. Working underwater is going to be slow. It's going to be risky. We were kept very, very safe, but it's like high stakes. It's really difficult to film there. We were just really lucky. We had one of the most amazing teams. I never once felt like I wasn't being looked after. We got trained by some of the most amazing people. But it was really difficult. I mean, because I keep saying we were trying to emulate something that no one else really on the planet can do other than this small group of amazing men. That was our part, and this film's so beautiful because it covers all of them. But for what we were trying to do, that was the cog that we had to play in the machine. And we were just so lucky. We were so supported. It was really difficult, but we were constantly there. Anytime we wanted to, they could say, "Look, let's just go through a run with no crew in there, just you and me on a Saturday morning." Me and Kenny, my dive partner, he'd just take me through, explain things, calm me down. So we were in the best hands possible. But it is. I'm also thrown into this crazy world of monsters and ghouls.
Is it quite an action-packed adventure?
Yeah, very much so. I think at least once or twice each episode you get a good old fight, and it certainly keeps the pace up. It's not. I was a little bit concerned at the beginning that it might be gratuitous, but it's not at all. The violence and the action in it is totally based in this liberated character that you're waiting to see him burst out, and when he does, things tend to happen and get smashed.
Did they have you doing anything unusual or strange?
What, in the action things?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my second week in, I was jumping onto a moving train in Sri Hello, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dylan, for having me, for GQ for this award, for Hugo Boss for making me look like I have some semblance of style. I count myself one of the luckiest men in the whole world because I get to do what I love for a living every day. And if this is a sign that I get to keep doing that, then sign me up. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. The Biffa for Breakthrough Producer goes to... Unfortunately, Diraj Mahey, the winner, cannot be here tonight as he's in Marrakesh at a film festival. So to collect the award on his behalf, please welcome the director of Ish, Imran Pareto.
Game is there's the
I love cooking. So you would
Yeah.
get great food.
Great
That's
food.
the
Music?
first thing to expect. And good music.
Yeah. Tom, you have this look in your face that always makes me think he's a party animal. He's awesome. She also has that same look in her eye.
Yeah.
What?
It'll carry on until the
Yeah, go
But
on.
what's up? Are we all right? Okay,
Yeah, I
we're
think
good.
you're okay.
It's games,
Yes.
which is sort of
I
taken.
know.
And I've been to more and more Uno,
Yeah.
Mafia, where like these.
Brilliant.
I've been
Yeah.
going to these
Brilliant.
but also more. I mean. It blows my mind that it hasn't been, you know, because all it does is make everything more interesting. Of course, we have seen stories told from about loads of different points of view, but you think to add a voice to a conversation doesn't diminish another voice.
That in Australia, like in the outback.
Yeah, 100%. And I knew the play very, very well. And when I was sent it, Nia's version, I thought, oh, I know this play. And then I read Nia's and went, no, I don't know what she's done with it. She's just sort of pulled it all apart, made everything so new and so fresh. So in as much as the backstory from the play that I understood, it was kind of piecing things together through rehearsals and discussions with everyone. But I was just fascinated by this man who, at this stage, 1950s, he's been sort of brought up to believe that women are less important, they have less sort of social status and everything, but to this incredibly powerful woman that he's just hugely, what it does to him that Eilert Lovborg is now, Eileen Lovborg is this woman, what that does to his whole sort of footing in the world. You go, hang on, everything I believe about the world is completely upended halfway through this movie by this incredible woman who turns up and has this manuscript. So he's constantly being challenged throughout this piece, and what he thinks the world should be like and what he wants it to be like, it is not. Poor. That Matthew McFadden energy was something, just that sort of quiet, desperate ambition that can just be kind of mean and cruel, and he's kind of capable of anything. He was that dusty older man, and you think, God, it's so clear from the off that this woman isn't interested. She's just doing it. But it's super interesting to go, right, well, let's make him not that. Let's see what else he can be. And I just loved it being set in this time period, what that does to a very privileged man who's probably been brought up to believe you're better than women. They just belong below you in society. And these three incredible quiet anger that I wanted to sort of tap into of George. And I remember there's these two stage directions that Nia wrote about George that I loved so much. One is a line from Catherine Hunter. She says, that boy's never happy. He will never be happy. And then there's the scene where the fireworks are going off, and it says George looks around and everyone is in this moment. They're enjoying it so much and he feels nothing. And I thought that was my kind of hook into him, of like, he has everything but still feels like he has nothing. He's numb. He doesn't even know, and he doesn't understand. He's incredible. Everyone wears the things that we think we want that we don't have, and we think, if I just had that, I'll be happy. If I could just change this, I'd be happy. And all of that just in that dynamic. And interestingly, as Nia said, like making them kind of, this could work, like two people at the beginning of a film going,
Because obviously our kid grows up, and our
Oh, we had baby Jem.
baby Jem was heaven on a piece of
You'd never
toast.
really held a baby before,
No, my little nephew, I'd held it, but I hadn't held it for that length of time and had to like interact with it. And
and you were just besotted at the end.
he was adorable. He had these beautiful blue eyes.
And we don't.
And we don't. But he was just so wonderful and sweet. And there's a scene where he wouldn't stay still or be quiet until grabbing my double chins. And that's what kept him quiet. So I think that's what's going to be in the show.
Yeah, we got really lucky. There was no.
Bateman and Tessa Thompson.
George isn't so keen on the party itself.
Yeah, it's a really amazing piece because it's a meeting of and a clashing of cultures and class, and it's brilliant. Near it really doesn't go well.
Yeah. Judi Dench.
Yes.
You haven't just worked with Dame from her. Tell me, you've got to explain that story. You can't just leave it there.
I thought I'd heard the end of this,
Yeah.
but no, it keeps coming back to bite me. Judy is so wonderful, and his tale at the Garrick Theatre. And at the time, I was in a TV series that had just come out, and there's the Grazia.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I was on this, and someone brought it in to be funny, and Judy found it and thought it would be very fun to write me the dressing room each day, which was very cool and bizarre to
Have
go,
you kept
oh no,
them?
another one. There must be somewhere, Yeah, I think I hope what they take away is what I took away from it, which is just the scale of how many people were involved in this rescue, and I didn't know. I learned so much doing it, and I think Ron's done it so beautifully. And like you said, it's so emotional on so many different levels. I think that's because it tells so many different stories, and every single person really touched my heart. Every single person's story in this. So I hope that people take away just how rich and huge this rescue was. Yeah, it was scary, but you know, we're so lucky as actors that we always just get the most amazing team around you, training you, looking after you. We had one-on-one tuition. We trained for about 2 or 3 weeks, which is mad because the guys that literally the only people in the world who could do this rescue had been doing it for 20 plus years at least. But we were really well looked after, and it was a really big hurdle to overcome, but it was the real joy of like playing someone who's such an amazing human being that will sacrifice their life to do this. To hold a candle up to them was a real honor. So anytime I was terrified, I just thought, these guys did this for real. I get to get out of here and have a flat white in a minute, you know. But that was a beautiful thing about this movie. We were all kind of embedded in this together, and we went through it together, so we had each other's backs. So anytime we got afraid, but I had quite a few moments. I don't like small spaces, so I had quite a few moments where I thought, man, I'm really struggling here. But you could like clock eyes with Vigo or Joel or Colin underwater, and they'd give a little thumbs up, and you think, yeah, come on, breathe, we got this. So it was tough but rewarding. Yeah, I mean, personally, I try not to think about the audience, especially with something like this. I was trying so hard just to focus on telling the truth of what was going on, and we were so lucky. We had Chris Jewell, who I play. They were so willing to share everything. He was texting me every time I had a question about it, sent emails, we had hour-long Zoom conversations. And so my focus was just, what was he going through at this point? He was a cog in this huge machine, and I'm just trying to make my cog as authentic as possible. Once that's finished, hearing an audience's response, it's so gratifying and amazing to hear, because that's what we wanted. We wanted just to sort of show what an amazing thing this restaurant run in the other direction, but didn't. They ran towards that danger, and particularly these divers and the Navy SEALs and those boys as well. Each one of those boys, man, they like trusted this stranger. They allowed themselves to have a mask put on, and they were in that tunnel for hours as well, and days, you know. So it made me like we had to like face our fears on this a lot, like the physical things of doing it. It was pretty scary, but it just made me think, my God, these people are amazing, and to have done it for real stakes. We try and imagine real stakes as an actor. That's what we try so hard to just imagine. This is real, and how would you feel? It's kind of nuts when you're playing someone like these divers, because they are the actual equivalent of Marvel superheroes. I mean, they're doing a superhero feat, so yeah.
My name is Tom Bateman. I'm playing Mark in this role. I'm one of the married couple. I was attracted to the role because I've never... I think I would be bad at it. I'm not very good at self-promotion. Not that it's only self-promotion, but that I don't think in our jobs, we are sort of pulled into a public place, which is, of course, part of it. And I go, well, that's part of our job, and I signed up to it. But I draw a line in the sand at certain things where I say, well, this is my private life, and I'm not going to share this. I don't know, and for me, it's my own happiness, really. I think for me, that sort of level of contact feels very unnatural to me, and I appreciate the benefits that can be had from it, and I think it's wonderful, and the ways people can reach people, and the amazing things that can be done. However, for me, there seems something inherently unnatural about it. For me, I think it always does tend to lean towards...
Here is the company. We have been nominated by our friends. Are nominating the Company at Theatre by the Lake in Keswick, Filter Theatre in Bristol, the Macbeth Company, written by my friend here, William Shakespeare. Oh, yes. And we're also doing Eye of a Needle, the company at the Southwark Playhouse. So please, as you can see on these buckets, this is very important.
I mean, everybody leads with this, but I'm so sorry. But 13 siblings?
People here, I'm like, everyone's a family member. No, Christmas is
It's wonderful. It's one of these funny things about my life that I don't think is strange until people ask me about it. And I think, yeah, I guess that is kind of strange, isn't it? 13 siblings.
Do you have... Yes.
And now I'm at the point in life where everyone's getting married and having kids. You go, oh, my God, there are so many of us. My dad told me this the other day. He has 21 grandchildren now. Secret Santa.
Yeah, I love it.
We do that. So we'll sort of pick names out of a hat years and still never get the same name twice. You know.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Going over to people's houses and getting to be with their families and stuff, the amazing food. I love it. It's a wonderful holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely, I love it. Daisy's my favorite person. She is exactly. So working with her is wonderful. For Daisy, it's called Magpie. It came out last year, and it was one of my favorite.
This is my question though, because I have
in
direct.
Yeah,
that's good.
Have a difference of opinion over a movie or something. It works, yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, because a lot of times you get
lovely, great work to be doing. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Actually, I wouldn't mind doing George.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh man, love George.
Yeah.
Here for George. Hashtag love George.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I often say what I love about period pieces as well is that there's such an armor that people put on. Do you know what I mean? The way the world they present, they're wearing such a mask, and it's so fun as an actor to play that and to watch it too. Because if you put it also looks so beautiful, right? But if you put those people into a pressure cooker of one house over one night and just turn up the volume, turn down the lights, and wait for drama to happen,
it's exciting.
I love it.
Yeah,
you get everything.
Maybe. You too. Don't thank you, but no.
Oh my God, that's such a good. Treat women well.
Oh my God!
I mean, it really is. Because it was something It was funny. It was one moment that I'm being reminded of during these press junkets that I struggled with was there's the moment where George comes and he says Tess is talking to you, Hedda's talking to Eileen and Thea up at the top of the stairs. He goes, Hedda, come down here, I need you. And she goes, yeah, in a minute. And he goes, no, now. And it was really funny. I struggled with it. And Nia said, your problem is deep down, you need to find a place where you are okay demanding and ordering women around, which is not, I have 7 sisters, it would never fly. So that was something that I actually really struggled to tap into, this woman, but then he doesn't, it sort of pulls away. And he's acting from a place of fear and insecurity, do you know what I mean? He doesn't know that he knows he's not respected. He wants to be respected and admired. He wants this job. And then Eileen turns up and threatens everything. And everyone around him is making him question his own, that they're not respecting him the way that he believes, and it's that poor George.
Very handsome stranger named Tom Bateman. And he uses that charm to lure the ladies into being kidnapped. Check it out.
Offensive. Emphasis on offensive.
Yeah, it was very. That scene was our first day filming, actually.
And?
Well, my first day. Yeah, it's amazing. But Amy is it's really hard just to get through any sort of take with her because you just laugh,
By the way, this is your very first. You picked a good one, huh?
Yeah, I know we're filming.
Goldie Hawn coming out of,
Just off camera.
Yeah.
Was the chemistry instant when you got to working with these guys?
I mean, they're just so fun. So, yeah, it was... Also, you're in Hawaii. But she didn't know.
She constantly swimming with the dolphins, right? The paparazzi or something?
Yeah, I'd gone swimming. It was my first sort of week there, and I thought, I'm going with these dolphins in the sea in the wild. It was wonderful. And then we came to come back, and all of the coast had been shut down because Goldie had taken a boat out. The paparazzi went crazy. Yeah. So I had to sort of sit and people said, thank you very much, Goldie. For the
but I don't want to give too much of the movie away, but you could not control the giggles.
Yeah, that was one who is just the funniest person on the planet. Wanda, I want you to sort of improvise a few things, how you might. And I don't want to give anything away, but I just said, listen, I think I'm going to need some sort of gag because I can't stop.
Sure, great.
It's great.
We'll be back in a moment.
We're in this coffee shop and it's their first sort of coffee date and they're really just going through how this is. I love the nodding. You're like, I know it. People who are about to do this thing and they don't know how it's going to go, and then suddenly her friends walk in. And they are so funny. Rachel and Jabuki, they're really, really funny. And I don't think I got through a take without laughing, just sort of biting the inside of my cheek. But it was really, really fun. These sort of 4 very, very different dynamics, all kind of just tugging and playing with each other. And that was one of the many scenes that I thought, I don't want this to end. But I loved so much was that these 2 people
couldn't really be further apart from each other. They would never normally meet. They almost have nothing in common, but the power of love. I do believe that to really love someone, you have to see them for exactly who they are, good and bad. And in seeing that person, you can fall in love. And that's what I was really drawn to, this journey, that these two people that surely it shouldn't work, but because they, as Lil said, are doing something to help her friend and sort of do a beautiful thing. And they really get to see each other for who they really are and feel something like this for someone like her. Do you know what I mean? It's about as far away as possible. But that's where the sort of mystery and beauty of love lies for me, and that's what really spoke to me about it. Do you know, when I mentioned it, it felt like such a small thing. Claire, our director, when she called up to offer it, she said, just so you know, there's like a little connection here. And I mentioned it to Days that evening. She was away filming, so I sort of called her. I said, you know, there's this thing. And she just went, oh yeah, I heard about that, but we didn't think it was a big thing until we were in Montreal shooting, and I was made aware that it's a bigger deal than I thought it was. But she thought it was great. She basically said, anything that gets people reading, and also those characters are so beautiful and in styles. Of course, they're going to inspire other people to write things around those sorts of characters, and it's why I was drawn to playing the role. Obviously, it's based on such a brilliant character that's so loved. To play sort of a shade of that, of course, I was attracted to it as an actor.
It was nice to have Daisy's stamp of approval, like the one person whose stamp of approval we needed. Yeah.
Why do you think the people are already becoming obsessed, or do you hope they become obsessed?
Well, the book. I think there's a massive following of the book, and we're so proud to be the actors who get to portray these characters that were written so beautifully by Ali Hazelwood.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, I mean, even when we were shooting it out in Montreal, we already had people coming up to us excited about it. So to be here today and finally be able to talk about it, and even though it got leaked, it's just exciting. It's, you know, it's giving people a little taste of what's to come.
Tell me a little bit about this guy, the first impressions you had for him.
Best impression I've ever had of a person in my life.
Stop it. Yes.
I speak the world of Tom. Tom is he couldn't be more different than Adam, the character he's playing. Adam is grumpy and stern and doesn't really have a sense of humor, and Tom is the complete you're looking at me like I'm insulting you.
No, I'm not. I'm just listening and thinking, no, she's got me to a T. That is, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, you're the opposite, and so it's a testament to how good of an actor he is. I had the best first impression of Tom.
You played the grumpy professor, but what did she do on set that had you laughing?
So much. She had me laughing even in the chemistry read. It was just really fun because we were just sort of sparking off each other, and I think Lil already had a really clear understanding of who this character was going to be. So even in the chemistry, coming up with stuff, improvising stuff, she was just brilliant.
I like to riff.
It's a riff. And once you know the characters that well, you can just play with them, and we were allowed to do that on set. It was really fun.
This story became a big deal through TikTok. Is there anything you guys are reading now that you're obsessed with?
That I'm reading now? Oh, I just read Fame Sick by Lena Dunham, and I read it in 2 days, and then I watched every interview that she did about the book, so I was a big fan of that.
I love Elizabeth Strout's novels, Lucy Barton series. They are incredible, and I don't know how she writes. It's like she's speaking to you in your ear. I can't recommend them enough. It's such a beautiful series.
He's been in my life for 2 years. It was sent to me in 2024, so that seems like the average length it takes. Maybe.
That's pretty good.
It can be different, yeah. Actually, I don't know why I said that. It's always all different times. So, like, there's a movie that I haven't done that's been in my life for like 6 years. Yeah, but it just feels like finally people get a taste of what we did, and we're so excited.
People are ordering a meal.
And, well, yes. And we snuck them in there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just turned up and did what I was told.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there are certain lines. I feel like I see the comments when people are saying, I can't wait for this scene. 80% of the time, I'm like, oh yeah, that's in there. But you know, it's a book adaptation. You can't put everything in there. The characters are the same, and I think that's the most important part. The plot, the way things go, and the way they start and they end are the same. And we stay pretty true to the book, but obviously you have to take some creative liberties. Books aren't necessarily written to be super cinematic, so sometimes you just do have to
sitting in a lab is not the most like
sure. But so the characters themselves are Adam and all of the way that Adam
Ali's made it no secret this
I'm joking.
Was this, as an executive producer, was this some grand plan of like fan service?
It was not a grand plan. It was
Thing at the beginning, from my point of view, that I think after I wasn't aware of it at all, and then when Claire, director, called me up to say we'd love you to do the role, she said, by the way, there is this connection, and I said, huh. It rang such a small bell down such a long corridor in my head, and I mentioned it to Days, and she went, oh, yeah, I think I heard about that once, but how cool. And we didn't think about it until we got to Montreal, and then suddenly the world got excited, and I thought, oh right, this is sort of bigger. But my take on it really is so amazing. Of course that's going to inspire people to create their own things. And of course, I thought, well, duh, of course I was drawn to the role. It's a brilliantly drawn role, inspired by an amazing character. Of course I was going to be drawn to want to play it. And then when I found out, I thought, oh, okay. No such thing as an original idea, right? It was more that when I came across a moment that was so brilliant, I thought, of course they picked that out to be in the script. It was all there. And to your point really of the fans of the book, how they're going to receive the film, I really do think it was made by people who really do love the book just as much as every fan and really wanted to do it justice. So all of the moments that were my favorite in the book turned up in the film. I'm so excited to see what people make of it. It's not even make of it. I know that people are going to love it. So it's like Christmas Day. Don't rush it. It's going to come and you're going to love it.
But unlike Christmas Day, you can watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah, forever, for years to come. Hopefully, it's the next Christmas movie. It's not, but it's a movie someone could watch anytime.
Yeah, there we go.
You talked about this.
I know, because I was the bane of my existence that way.
For me, it sort of shows human beings' narcissism and vanity and the lengths to which people will go to climb higher in social circles. So for me, telling a story that's a very beautiful period drama, but at the same time has modern theme. I find doing period very, it's an instant world that you can get lost into.